Preparing for a carnival, at first it's exciting, but it's hard work. It is hard, I can tell you. But it's enjoyable. At the end of the day, when you see the end product, it's enjoyable. But it's hard work. You must worry about the uniform. You must worry about the practices. Is the people going to be at the practice?
The songs and dances of the KLOPSE were used to transgress class and racial barriers during times of slavery. Apartheid in the same way brought with it echoes of Amandla and the protest songs and dances of people wronged by injustice.
Protest, of course, when people take to the streets and they take over the city, it's threatening to the middle classes and to the people who run the city and who are habitually in the habit of owning the space. And it's a reminder every year of what it means to own the space and what that society is built on. So Carnival is a very important example and a very important reminder to the people in power and those of us who have, that there's a whole population in our city who help to make our city function and who contribute to our city, who are excluded from it.
Enslavement and segregation created barriers and divisions between white, black and coloured. Segregation and apartheid's forced removals also brought challenges for the Cape Carnival organisers, who continued to undertake the carnival in a society filled with increasing racial discrimination. Negative attitudes toward Cape minstrelsy, which had emerged before and during apartheid times, began to change with the establishment of the new democratic South Africa in 1994. Today, the carnival is developing with a great deal more support from the city and provincial authorities.
The Group Areas Act and all the laws associated with it had a devastating impact on the carnival. It had a devastating impact on the people, on the communities that were moved out of here and scattered across the Cape Flats. It still has an impact on the carnival. If you think about it, the carnival comes back every year to its graveyard, to the graveyard of District 6. And it runs a carnival that starts in a graveyard and tries to keep the structure of a carnival that used to be part of the carnival is all about going through your neighborhood, celebrating who you are.
Group Areas Act and the townships that they build it will always be a reminder of apartheid. Right? Even if coming back to District 6 again, it wouldn't be the same, but I think we must come back to District 6 because we have to reclaim what was actually ours, whatever it is. Like, look, they call it the waterfront now. It was the docks. We stayed there. Waterkant Street, Lotus Street. You can't buy a house under 4 million. But we stayed there. They took our areas. It's called now the waterfront beauty, but it's the docks.
Wonke umuntu wayidibene apha wonke umuntu bese umlungu umuntu omnyama abantu bebala sonke bonke njengobona njengoba silapha nje sonke sasidibene apha nantoni eyenzekayo apha besikunye ndikhulela apha ke mna yabona so ke ngoku basihlele ke nje naqonda apha ndakhula ke apha ke ndaba involved kwi-minstrel ngolo hlobo tot ngoku. So coronations is zisuka apha. So ikhona friend yami ke ukuthi sasawuvula. So isponsor saphula out. So then ndaqhubekeka mna. Ndaqonda mandiqhube phaa elokishini.
The evolution of the KLOPSE Carnival was slow and took on different significances as the years passed. It is South Africa's authentic and oldest carnival. Today, it still has a uniquely Cape Town flavour. Carnival is a creative time for artists to make boards, dressmakers to make costumes, and after months of practice to perform dance. It is constantly adapting, adopting, and creating new music, dances, and above all, it is a time for performance and to entertain. Another carnival in the Cape Town area is the Mzansi Carnival, started by Sam Pierce. She decided to create a carnival that would bring people separated by the injustices of the past back together again.
The difference between Mzansi and other carnivals is that we bring everybody's cultural heritage onto the road. You know, in our carnival, you've got gumboot dancers, you've got break dancers, you've got belly dancers, you've got ballet dancers, you know, and we're all looking at ourselves and we're being proud of us. Carnival is a way of creating a shared cultural identity. that belongs to all of us.
What we do is we are set in a very diverse valley where we have people from different cultural backgrounds, etc., living on one another's doorsteps, but not really interacting with one another. And our main role is using carnival as a mechanism to get this to occur. The area that we are from is, we have Fischhoek, which is a predominantly more white area, same with Noordhoek. We have it bordering on the face of Masipumalele, which is a predominantly black township, and then Ocean View, which is a predominantly coloured township.
People now think of it as something that belongs to the coloured community, and I'd like to believe that it doesn't belong to any single community. It's all about inviting everybody to be part of the community. So if you look at the history of the carnival, it wasn't always only about one group of people being involved in it. There are stories and there are examples. There were troops that performed by communities, the Xhosa-speaking community in the city as well. The carnival has its roots in a plural Creole idea of the city of Cape Town, the idea of openness, of welcoming everybody, giving everybody a chance to identify the way they want to do it.
In 2010, Iziko Museums created an exhibition called Gumma and Glitter New Year Carnival in Cape Town, which opened at the castle in 2010. This exhibition was firmly based on oral history stories of carnival participants, as well as interpretations by historians and gathered objects from the community. It is the first exhibition ever to carefully document the significance of this unique aspect of South African popular history and its place in our history and heritage.
If the coons come down here, Keisergracht or Darling Street, we take the worries away. The lady stands there, she might be in trouble. She might owe Edgar's a lot of money, but when she sees the coons, she's jovial. You forget about your worries. She enjoys herself.
It is a day where you forget about all your problems. It's a day where you forget about your debts. It's a day that you enjoy yourself. Everything is just open for you. People is in happy moods. They want to be in harmony. You can go into houses and say, I'm thirsty. People will give you a little water or they will give you something to eat.
We are talented people. We are talented people. And the only way we could have expressed our talent in that way was to go with the coons or the nachtroep. And that is why we say we must try to preserve the tradition. It's only a tradition where you find in any other world.
You can't think about Cape Town's contribution to global and South African music without thinking about the carnival. If you think of great musicians like Abdullah Ibrahim, Talib Peterson, and a whole range of people have brought a certain style, a certain way of doing things, a certain attitude, and also just at a musical level, a certain musical language has developed on the shoulders of the carnival. It has had an enormous influence. I really think that KLOPSE and the carnival around it should be declared a national heritage asset for the country, not just for Cape Town, for the entire country.